Good afternoon everyone, I'm Gary Martin and today I'm joined with Jadzia. Halloween last month.
Hi guys.
I'm joined by Jadzia and what we're going to be doing today is showing you guys how to, determine what sort of bounce angle you're going to need when you're buying wedges. And a lot of people might question why I'm doing this, but over the last year I've learnt a lot about subscribers. And one of the things, Jadzia, is that a lot of subscribers on this channel like to buy their own golf clubs. They like to shop around for a bargain and buy second-hand golf clubs, or sometimes end of season sales and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But and I think that this will help you make a bit more of a calculated decision on what sort of bounce you need. If I can teach Jadzia on what bounce to select on her wedges, then you guys will also be able to leave it alone, Jads. We'll also be able to, choose the right bounce for your wedges as well. Right, Jad, let me explain to you what bounce is and why we need to understand, what sort of bounce we need. So I'm going to use this, we've got a lie board here and we've got a golf club. Now if you're somebody that attacks the ball really steeply and your leading edge is down, alright, that means that you need a higher bounce which will sit that leading edge up a little bit more so it doesn't dig into the surface. Alright, so remember, if you hit the front edge of the golf club here onto the floor, you're going to need a higher bounce. Okay, if you strike the surface perfectly and the front edge is a little bit off the floor and the bottom of the club right in the middle here is striking the surface, then you're going to need a mid bounce. Okay, and then on the other, if you're really shallow and you're coming in like this and the leading edge is really up off the floor, then you're going to need a low bounce because we want that club to sit that leading edge to sit a bit lower to the surface so you don't fin it. So when you're buying a wedge, every manufacturer will, or most manufacturers will offer a mid, a low and a high bounce option. But if you don't know anything about bounces, you'll tend to just buy a mid bounce golf club and that might not suit your swing. So what you're going to do today, Jads, is you're going to custom fit me for bounce. So we're going to use a 60-degree wedge. I'm going to hit some shots. And I'm going to let Jadzia make a decision on what bounce I need, Oh
my god, okay.
And there's only really three options. We're going to keep it simple. We're not going to overcomplicate this today. We just want to, teach you guys a little bit about, what bounce you might need on a wedge. And, we will talk a little bit about grinds as well.
Yeah.
What do you know about grinds? So I'm going to be using this lie board because this is going to help us identify whereabouts, the club's striking on the surface. But you could do this at home. You don't have to have a lie board. This would work off a range mat as well. It wouldn't identify quite as well as the board would. So if you can get one of these boards, maybe borrow one off your pro or, ask at the driver range if they've got a lie board that you could borrow, you will get a little bit more clear results, but it can be done off a mat as well. So we need to switch this tape after each shot. And we also need to play the club how we would play it on the golf course. So I've got a 60-degree. I'm not going to play a full swing like a 7-iron. I'm going to play a pitch swing. And I'm using a standard bounce golf club here. So that's my sort of 60-degree swing. Oh, that's very interesting, isn't it?
It's a bit high, isn't it?
It's a bit towards the back.
Oh.
So we're going to test your memory in a minute. Pop another one on. We're going to probably do about 3 of these to make sure that they're all consistent. If you're a bit more of a higher handicap golfer, there might be some anomalies in there. So you might want to try doing just a few more, maybe, 5 or 6, and just make sure that, you're disregarding any anomalies, which would be, bad sort of swings. And again, that one's towards the back, isn't it? So we're going to test your memory in a minute. Just have that one. And we'll put these on a sheet of paper, guys. We'll show you these and just explain in a bit more detail.
These are Ping stickers, by the way, if anyone wonders.
Yeah, these are supplied by Ping. But as I said, it can just be masking tape. It doesn't need to be, Ping as such.
Oh, got 2. Does that matter?
No, as long as it covers bottom at club. That's fine. Thank you.
That hurt.
Just do one more of these. And again, that was
Only 80 yards, that.
towards the back. Well, yeah, we're only a pitch.
Poor from you.
Only a little easy pitch. All right then, smart ass. Get on, Mark. Let's see how far you can hit it. Do you want to have a go?
Oh, bang up middle, that.
Right. So we've just tested that, Jazz, and my club was striking towards the back there. And this is a mid-bounce golf club. What would I need to make that club go lower to the surface like that? What kind of bounce would I need? More bounce or less bounce?
More.
More. So more bounce would do that.
Less.
So if I bought a high bounce wedge, my blade would really sit up off the floor and I'd more likely fin the ball. So if I was buying a 60-degree wedge, you know, I would need a lower bounce to sit that blade lower to the floor. Oh. So I hope you're following us on this one, guys. If you were somebody that marked, you know, towards the front of the tape, so the leading edge was really down to the surface, you would look towards getting a higher bounce club so that brings that blade up off the surface. So now obviously, you know, Jadzia's helped me determine what sort of bounce that I'm going to need on the 60-degree. I think the final stage then is to, you know, maybe have a look at the manufacturer's website and start to have a look at if they offer any alternative grinds. So I'm using the Ping i2 wedge here for the purpose of testing, and you know, I would be looking personally at using a wide sole, you know, having a very wide sole, and that's because I like to play out of bunkers. And if you read up about the wide sole, what that does, it helps you splash the ball out of the sand, you know. So that's specific to me, but there might be a lot of people out there that might, you know, decide to go for a thinner sole. You know, if you're that person that likes to play a 60-degree over bunkers and, you know, from really tight sort of knitted surfaces, you might decide to go for a sort of thin sole wedge. So I think, you know, these are things that are really overlooked when people are buying wedges, and you don't need to go and have a custom fit, you know, to just broaden the information or broaden your knowledge a little bit and try and make more of a calculated decision when you're buying wedges, because, you know, I could have quite easily got the wrong wedge today. You know, if I was a new golfer, a novice golfer, you know, most likely I would have gone for a mid bounce and I'd have gone for a standard sole, you know, and that wouldn't have suited the way that I like to play 60-degree. So guys, you know, if you're going to be shopping for wedges and trying to get a bargain this year, just try and make a little bit more of a calculated decision and, you know, pop to your range and do this test. You know, you could even do this from home. You know, you don't have to hit a ball. You can just tape the club and hit some, you know, make some strokes on the carpet. Don't tell your missus I said that, but yeah, and just see where you're striking the club on the bottom, and then make a calculated decision based on, you know, what sort of grinds they offer, and yeah, it'll help you play better golf. We'll see you again, guys, in a few days' time. Bye.
Bye, guys.